It's Friday night, everybody. You know what that means. It's Friday night. Let's have some fun. Let's get together and play a ton.
Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm John.
And we're
Friday Night Games.
And we want to immerse you into our love of the hobby by educating and entertaining you through our board gaming adventures. Our podcast lands every Friday. We create content for Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok.
This episode is sponsored by TabletopRenaissance.ca, located in our hometown of Windsor, Ontario, Canada. They just launched their web store, so check out TabletopRenaissance.ca for your board gaming and tabletop miniature needs.
On today's show, we're going to have a party game showdown.
We are going to describe 5 party games.
And we will then ask a series of 4 questions and eliminate one each round until there's only one game left.
Oh, this sounds like a mini version of the last Board Game Standing amazing podcast thing we did a couple months ago.
It totally is. And
Nice.
in fact, it's a little mini one to celebrate that we have another last game standing coming up.
Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Either did I. But we just announced it.
Nice.
And look for that in December, which kind of gives us a little bit of time off. You know, we got to work for it, but it'll be nice for everybody, including ourselves. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And to celebrate that, we're going to do our favorite party game version of this. So
Let's do it.
I would love to do an actual full-blown last game standing of this, but we're just going to have fun with it because we normally don't.
All right, Matt, let's break out the kegs, get the weed, and start drinking.
Okay, well, I don't feel like that's how we party game. When we get into a party game mood, I feel like it's kind of like the opposite. We order a lot of pizza, and everyone then complains about how much weight they gained by eating all that pizza.
Yeah, we've crossed that threshold of we're too old to party because when we have like one drink, you know, for those of us who drink, you know, we're just hungover the next day.
One drink makes me like
3 days.
sick.
Yeah, we're that old.
Yeah. In fact, I don't even recommend drinking anymore.
I stopped.
I know, yeah, which is a great idea.
Yeah,
It saves you a lot of money too, because then you don't have to spend money on alcohol.
true.
It's cheaper to buy pop, but pop's also just as bad. So
I don't even drink pop. I don't have pop at home.
there you go.
I
Nice.
drink a lot of coffee though. That's my problem.
Well, work at a coffee shop, drink a lot of coffee.
As I currently drink a pop and a coffee.
And a beer.
Whatever.
I'm just kidding. There's no beer to it.
All right, so Matt and I have been working tirelessly, playing a ton of party games. Even if it's just the two of us, we just pretend we're other people.
Yeah.
Sometimes we play alone.
It's strange, but enjoyable.
No, our game nights have been actually pretty packed with our group now that COVID restrictions have lifted for the most part where we live. So we've been playing some party games here and there, and now we're going to see which one's the best.
Yeah, so Joe, what party games have we played that are worthy of talk? I shouldn't say worthy of talking about, but which party games have we played?
We've played a lot. So we played What Do You Meme? Master Word, Telestrations, Upside Drawn, 5-Minute Mystery, and Cards Against Humanity.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good list.
Solid list.
I'm not a big fan of the last one, though.
Is anybody?
I don't think so. They've gotten a lot of heat over COVID, but whatever. We're going to talk about them anyway because our party game person, Michaela, really loves that game, so we're going to talk about it.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's describe each one. So what do you meme? How do we play that, John?
Basically, you pull up a picture and it's like the image of famous memes that are all over the internet, and then the other players have to kind of create the meme.
Yeah, so they all have like a hand of cards.
Yeah.
And in it, you have like a saying that you play and you put in the middle, and then whoever's turn it is gets to choose which is the funniest caption to that meme.
As I was describing it, I was thinking of the game Just One, and I was like merging the two. I thought they had like write down the meme. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't remember doing that at all.
No, but they should.
That'd be more fun.
They should, yeah. I think we talked about it on What You Played Wednesday podcast. We're like, they should totally do that.
Yeah, I don't know why my brain just like merged those two, but yeah, it's very similar to Cards Against Humanity, where a player will play like a card, and the person has to pick which card fit the picture the best.
Yeah, it's kind of a theme. Of party games. All right, so Master Word is made by someone who, well, it's not made by a person who's on our podcast, but he works for that company, Scorpio Masquet, Matthew Legault. So Master Word is a very fun game that we played very recently. Basically, it's a team game. You have a card that has a Master Word in a general category, and so everyone has these blank cards and a pen, and on their blank cards, so you might start with like a food, and then you're going to write down something related to a food to try and get the person who's in charge to narrow down what thing they had on their card.
Yeah, so like you say food, I would write like, fruit or vegetable.
Right, and then I have like these tokens I could put down and be like, well, it's not a fruit, it is a vegetable, and then that goes in the row. You have 8 rounds. Yeah, you have 7 rounds. You have 6. You have 6 blank cards and then a guess card. So you have 7 rounds to try and guess the word. It's very easy to play. I actually just described it. You could probably go play it now.
I don't think we got through the entire. I had to leave early while we were playing it, but I cycled through a couple, and I think like card number 16 was like a very specific answer.
Oh yeah, sorry. Before you go on with that, the numbers, every card's numbered, and it gets harder as you go up.
Yeah, so number 16, I was like, this is like very specific for like this early on in this game. So I was kind of like wondering what would go on like further down the line, but it was fun. I was trying not to give hints, but I felt like I had to.
Yeah.
During ours, because you were too far out, very close down to the.
Right. You had. We just say you had. Oh, maybe you don't want to. Nah. Yeah. Let's say it. You had Tom Brady. You had Tom Brady, and we were we were not narrowing it down.
Yeah, and
it was like sport was the general
world
category.
Of sport was the general word.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
So it was really
and
tough.
that's only card 16 out of like 300. So
yeah. Actually, we ended up playing it for an hour after you left.
Nice.
The 3 of us. Yeah, we loved it. They loved it because it's so casual, man. You sit down, and you're like drinking, and it leads to conversation. It actually led to a lot of conversation after you left too.
Yeah, I mean, Grabko is playing. He's pretty intelligent.
He's a talker too.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next game? Telestrations Upside Down. So, man, we gotta try and remember how we played that game.
So you're playing with a partner, and one person picks a card, and they choose one of the words on there.
And then each drawer looks at that card.
Right. Your partner is holding the pen or marker, whatever it is, and then the person who had drawn the card and read what it is has to move the paper
like a Ouija board,
kind of thing, or like, I don't know, maybe an Etch-a-Sketch or something. I don't know. But move it around so that the person who is holding the marker can guess what the picture is, and the only clue you can give them is say up or down if you want them to lift the marker up and down to like change the trajectory of the drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was at this one I really enjoyed.
I was kind of like going into it slightly skeptical.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, this is not going to work. But then when we actually played, I'm like, this is actually hilarious because it actually takes away. So when you play normal telestrations or Pictionary, for instance, there's always someone who's good at drawing. Like, you're good at drawing.
Right.
So if you were to draw something, it's going to come out better than what I'm going to draw. Mine's going to look like, I draw a stick man. Yours is going to be like you actually draw a character at the same time. Right? So it actually took out that element. So I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, take out that element, make it more fair. If we're Ouija boarding it around, our drawings are all going to be garbage.
That's true. They all were.
Right? Like, I think someone drew like a snowman, and I'm like, there's no freaking way that's a snowman. Like, there's no effing way. This is ridiculous.
I had drawn a male post office, and someone had argued that it didn't look like a post office.
I argued that. I'm like, it looked like a church.
I posted on our Instagram, I'm like, what building is this? And everyone's like, it's a post office. It's very clear.
It was a building with a envelope on top. I'm like, this is stupid. That's not a post office. Like, what is this? Like, maybe it's like a post office in like The Sims or something. But yeah, you did a good job. And then actually I copied it because I had a hospital, so I did the same. But it's besides the point.
It worked.
But yeah, that was a good game. I really liked it. I don't want to give away what my final choice is, but I really liked that game.
Nice. Next one we've played is 5 Minute Mystery. This has been a while since we played this game, but basically it's kind of like a deduction game. You're trying to figure out who did a crime or something, and there's pictures of animals and pictures of like a scene.
You have like a scene in front of you,
right?
And you have that
There's a codex.
There's the codex, and you're trying to find the symbols in the scene that match the codex, which gives you like who the villain and different things are.
Yeah, and it deducts like, this person's like wearing glasses or like has feathers or scales or whatever, right?
Right. Yes, and it's a co-op game, so you're working as a team, and I thought that was really cool because you kind of like create a team, and one like when we play with my wife, one of us was like analyzing the pictures. You were good at that, so you were doing that. One of us was doing the codex, the other one was like managing the characters.
Yeah.
And I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, it all worked out. And then I liked there were cards where it's like, this round you can't talk to the person holding the codex.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So that was hard.
Every round was a scenario,
right?
Which had a scenario. So every round had a card of the scenario, and you're trying to guess the villain. To guess the villain, you had to unlock the codex, which gave you the hints, which gave you the villain. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then finally, John's favorite game to play ever. Which is also actually Michaela's actual favorite game to play ever. Cards Against Humanity. Okay, if you have never played Cards Against Humanity,
Keep it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say everyone needs to try it.
You know what?
Well, hold on. Let me describe the game first. So basically, everyone has their set of hand. Everyone has like a set of like 8 or 10 cards. Doesn't really matter. And they have they have quote unquote funny sayings on them. They're not really funny. They're kind of offensive sayings.
They are
or
offensive.
pop culture related or something, which are also offensive. And then the guesser picks up a card from the center pile, and he's like, it's like a fill in the blank. You know, like who has the best blank in this house, and then everyone will submit a funny card into the pile. The guesser reads aloud all of them and then just says which one he likes the most, and they get a point. It's super casual. Let's back to your point. You hate this game.
No, it's not that I hate it. I just think, like, I don't know. If you don't know what happened between, the person who used to own Cards Against Humanity and, like, everything, there's a lot of garbage that happened. Garbage human being. The game is, if you separate the game from the person, the game's fine.
Yeah,
it's funny, and it can just get very sensitive, I guess, to some people. So I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea, I guess. I would rather just play something else.
I mean, there is like
Joking Hazard. I think I'd
Joking Hazard.
prefer to play.
Yeah, which is among the similar idea but different. I mean, there's also Say Anything. Say Anything is actually the original Cards Against Humanity.
Say Anything. Like
Yes.
like the John Cusack movie.
I've never seen that movie, but Say Anything, basically, you draw a card and it says, like, it's actually the same thing as Cards Against Humanity. Who in this room has the biggest blank? And then everyone, instead of drawing cards and not being original, you write your own thing down.
Okay.
I played this game in 2010. I have never had such a blast playing a game than playing that. And then it's funny because, like, flash forward to when Cards Against Humanity came out a couple years later, it's like, okay, great, Cards Against Humanity is great, but it's unoriginal. Right. It's just educating you onto insensitive topics. While like Say Anything is like targeting your best friend at a party and making fun of them to their face. And
is that the infamous
Things? No, that's a different game.
It's a different game.
I mean, things I played before.
No, not Things.
Yeah, it's Game of Things. Yeah. It's Game of Things. It's the game where everyone writes down. So it's similar. They're all similar. All these games are similar.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing, like things found in John's house, and then everyone writes down something, and then you have to guess who said what. Last person standing gets a point. That's also a great game too. Those, by the way, those things that Say Anything are not on this list.
Okay,
but
all right. So our list is What Do You Mean? Master Word, Telestrations Upside Drawn, 5-Minute Mystery, Cards Against Humanity. And now let's kick Cards Against Humanity out of here quick.
No, we got to go through the questions. It may not be the worst game. Okay, here comes the elimination questions.
Fair.
Sorry. All right, here are the elimination questions. So now that you know what all the games are, you can play along with us. Question 1. Oh, by the way, I made up all these myself, so I'm going to pat myself on the back here.
Okay.
Is the box appealing? And will a lot of people want to play this game?
Okay.
So what do you mean? Is the box appealing?
No.
Why?
I don't have it in front of me, but from what I remember, it's just like a white box with like big lettering on it.
But okay, so a lot of people can play it.
Right.
And the one thing I did like about the box is that you can learn the game from the back of the box.
Fair.
Right? So literally it said, everyone draws cards. You choose a meme, and then you just pick a card for it, right? Okay, what about Master Word? Is the box appealing? Does it give you the idea how to play the game? Can a lot of people play the game?
I don't even think I even saw the box. There's like a mouse on it, isn't there?
Yeah, it looked like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
I don't know what was up with that. I feel like if you're listening to this right now, Google Sonic the Hedgehog and Google Master Word, and you'll see that those two things look exactly the same. Are you doing it right now?
Yeah. It kind of looks like a cross between like Mickey Mouse from like Steamboat Willie with Sonic the Hedgehog, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I hope they don't get sued because I do like Scorpio Masque, so hopefully I didn't bring any light to that.
I don't know what the back of the box says, but I mean, the box looks fun.
Yeah. I feel like the back of the box really stated what the game was. It's like you're going to guess. You're going to pick a card, and you guys are going to try and narrow it down. I'm
Right.
like, okay, all right. It kind of hit it on the head. Can a lot of people play?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's like,
It's 3 to 6 players.
yeah, I think you could just observe. too, and have a lot of fun. Like, I know it's like, everyone has their own set, but you could literally sit there and like convince other people. So I actually think you could play more than 6 players. All right, so what about Telestrations Upside Drawn? Okay, so the first thing I really like about it is on the back it tells you how to play.
Okay.
Like right away, right? It's like 1, 2, 3, right? So 1, roll the dice, pick a category. 2, draw it out, and they kind of have a little blurb. Right, I still had to read the rules, kind of figure it out, and then first team to correctly guess wins. So it's Telestrations, but with 2 people. Yeah, okay, that's pretty simple.
I mean, it's a fun box. Like, it looks funny. They got like a weird cookie thing with muscles on the top. It looks like a party game.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
It does. So obviously, all these boxes are going to give you the gist of how to play. I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So far, Masterword did, Telestrations did.
What do you mean, dude?
Okay, so what about 5-minute mystery, John? Do you think the back of the box explains it well enough to play?
It gives you like the 3 things you have to do, but maybe not the full breakdown. Like, it tells you to find the symbols, match the clues, arrest the culprit, download the timer app. That's about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that's all right. I don't know.
I mean, it gives you the gist of what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I feel like that one's the less party of all of them, right?
Fair enough.
What about Cards Against Humanity? How's that box?
Same thing as like, what do you meme? It's this one. It's black and white words on it. I don't know. The back of the box tells you how to do it. Probably. I'm sure there's examples.
Yeah, Cards Against Humanity could do a lot of people too.
Yeah.
5-minute dungeon doesn't. I don't know. You could do 3 or 4, but it doesn't really go past that. Okay, so based on that, what are we voting off?
Ugh.
I got my vote.
Do you?
I do. Do you got your vote?
Sure. You go first.
Unfortunately, 5-minute mystery.
Based off that question, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sorry, 5-minute mystery. Although I will admit, I really, really love 5-minute dungeon. And,
Mystery?
Well, 5-minute mystery, yes.
Yeah.
But I love it's from the series like 5-minute dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
And both those, they're both amazing games. If you haven't played it, definitely try one of them out. You're probably not gonna be able to get 5-minute mystery. It's hard to find, but 5-minute dungeon you definitely can get. Okay, so you ready for question 2?
Let's go.
Okay, so just so you know, we're left with what do you mean, Masterword, Telestrations Upside Down, and John's favorite, Cards Against Humanity. All right, so the second question is, when we played this game, was everybody having fun? Okay, so John, what do you mean? Was everybody having fun when we played that?
I would say yes.
I would say yes too. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna point out that when I go in and I have a low expectation of a game, like I did What Do You Meme?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's true for life, right? You go into anything with a low expectation, you kind of come out satisfied with what you got out of it.
Right.
And that's how I felt about What Do You Meme?
Is that how my wife feels about me?
Yes.
You can cut that, Kevin.
No, keep that in. We are disappointments, John.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just kidding.
My dad told me that my entire life.
Mine too. That's why we're best friends. All right, look. Did you have the same feelings when you played that game?
You know, I was just like, I don't want to play this game.
But
I think the reason why I was like, I don't want to play this game because we were supposed to play Terraforming Mars that night, and we played What Do You Meme?
Yeah, I know. So side note, everybody, these are the problems when you have people over. And me and John can't do what we want to do.
Right. So I was kind of like, I was a little annoyed because like I was re-roofing my like shed and I was tired, and I only came to this game night was to play because we were playing Terraforming Mars. And we ended up playing a game I didn't want to play, but it was a lot of fun. I was laughing, and it was good to see everybody, and I was having fun. So yeah,
I thought it was I agree. I mean, that's the same thing. I really want to play Terraforming Mars. I had very low expectations of this game. I'm like, this game is probably gonna suck.
Mm-hmm.
But it was better. It was better than I thought. I mean, it was just Cards Against Humanity, but a better version. I actually thought it was a better version.
Right.
So just throwing it out there. Hopefully that doesn't sway anything. Okay, what about Masterword? Were you having fun when we played that game?
Yes. I like that it was like difficult to play. Like, it wasn't super easy, especially when it came to like more specific answers. I wish I played it longer, but yeah, I had a lot of fun. I liked the thumbs up cards that you can put down, like, yeah, you're on the right track with this thought process. And I feel like we all got the answer eventually without losing. So yeah.
I thought it was really fun. So there's this like master clue where you can put a clue directly on a card and to kind of like convince everybody like, look, this is the track you want to go.
Right.
I thought that was super cool because remember I had like Nike or something and I like put that down and I was just like shoe, and then you guys were like I don't know. Oh no, you had Adidas. You had Adidas,
Adidas.
And you put on shoe.
Yeah.
And it was just so exciting to have that. So with Masterword, I had no expectations. I wanted to play it, but I didn't know how good it was going to be. But I loved it. I actually really enjoyed playing it. And everyone we played with, like we said earlier, we were having discussions about the cards we were playing, and we were really enjoying playing together. And it was fun, and it was casual. Right. We're talking and drinking and. Well, drinking pop, but talking, drinking pop, and having a great time. Eating pizza.
Definitely pizza.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. Okay, what about Telestrations Upside Drawn? How was our experience for that?
The game was fun, but for me, I felt like it got old quickly.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I know the idea was really fun, and I don't know, maybe it's because we're only playing like teams of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why it wasn't as fun.
Maybe.
Oh, no, we had a team of 3 and a team of 2.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It was fine. Everyone was having fun. And I agree, it did get old quickly. So yeah, I'll agree with you. What about your favorite Cards Against Humanity?
I mean, it's funny. It's very similar to What You Meme.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I played it, I laughed.
Yeah, it's cool. I feel like there's a lot of versions.
Right.
So like I feel like depending on the version you play, you're gonna have more fun. You know, I actually played Cards Against Humanity with my in-laws once, and that was weird. Especially when you have to explain to your father-in-law what insert random thing is.
Yeah.
Although he loved it. He actually loved it. He loved it so much, he was like looking up all the words he didn't know. Like it was like a discovery for him. But I don't know, like I feel like Cards Against Humanity has the same issue that Telestrations Upside Drawn has, where it gets old quickly.
Right.
Like you play it once, and then like once you play through everything, you're like, I don't care. At least Telestrations you could play through once and probably play through it again and it'd be fine.
Right.
Right? But Cards Against Humanity, no, definitely not. It's like a one-time thing. Okay, well, that didn't narrow it down for me at all, but what do you want to vote off?
I'm going to vote off Telestrations Upside Drawn.
Wow. Okay, let's do it. It's gone.
See ya.
It was either that or Cards Against Humanity for me.
Yeah.
You had your chance. Maybe Cards Against Humanity will win. Perfect party game. All right, so the third question is, are its mechanics clever? Party games, which is really funny. All right.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so we have 3 games left. We have What Do You Meme, Master Word, and Cards Against Humanity. Okay, so let's go backwards. Cards Against Humanity, is it clever? Are its mechanics clever? John is thinking deeply right now.
Well, if you look at it, it's really just like
It's a fill-in-the-blank game.
Fill-in-the-blank game, exactly. No, they're not very clever.
It's clever that they made the game and it's been so successful because it's so simple.
Yeah, I mean, like the writing in it is good,
Right.
but as far as the mechanisms of the games, it's just like fill in the blank and a judge game.
Right. And just so everyone knows, this is actually not original at all. There's a game called Apples to Apples, which was exactly the same thing, but not dirty or more appropriate. And so they like clearly just knocked off Apples to Apples. Changed. I think I read they changed one rule, how you pick the card, and then that became the new game.
Right.
And then they like got around copyright laws because of that, which is crazy.
I mean, it sums up what the
game
history
is.
of that game turned out to be. But hey, what's up?
Yeah, exactly. About Masterword.
I would say, yeah, I like that you get, what is it, like the topic, and then you have like a specific answer. I like that if you write the specific answer down as one of your guesses, you lose. So it's really trying to avoid that. I like the master word token, like this is the path you need to follow.
Right, placing tokens to figure out what you're picking.
I think the mechanisms are pretty clever in it. There's a lot of communication in it without having a lot of communication in it.
I'm just gonna play devil's advocate. Isn't it just 20 questions?
Sure.
20 questions a game where you're like, I'm thinking of something, and someone's like, is it a animal? No.
Yeah, but what I like about it is that it's just like it's such a broad range of things. Like to say master of sport and then end up at Tom Brady in seven guesses.
It was impossible.
It's very impossible, right? So yeah, go from there. I think it is.
Okay,
I
I actually agree. I think it's clever. I mean, yeah, okay. So first of all, yes, I know I just argued that nothing's clever. Let's just be honest. Everything's taken from something else.
Right.
But I enjoyed Master Word's ability to narrow down within 7 turns. It's hard. It's a hard game, and I really like the idea of giving the clue, the master clue, and that kind of helps you narrow down what the answer is. Yeah, I do think it's clever. Okay, and then finally, what do you meme? Is that clever?
It's the same as Cards Against Humanity. I would argue that this one's a little bit more clever, I guess, than Cards Against Humanity, just because you are dealing with like an image. And what with this game, as like all the other games, you really have to curate your answers to the person.
Right.
And I felt like the answer cards were a lot funnier than Cards Against Humanity.
I agree with that. They're more tame and they're more funny. So, like, I think that the tameness to the images was played out really well. I guess one could argue that, like, Cards Against Humanity and What Do You Mean are the same game.
They're exactly the same game.
Just, like, a slightly different
Yeah.
things. What Do You Meme came after Cards Against Humanity also.
Right.
I mean, honestly, the most clever of all those games is actually 5 Minute Mystery.
That's true.
But we can't...
We kicked that out that's the first game we kicked out, so...
Yeah. And actually, that's also with a game everyone had a good time playing too. So that's unfortunate, but
oh well, it's not how these games work.
You're not the best game. You're just not the worst game. That's how this works. Okay, well, what do you want to kick off?
I'm gonna use my vote and get rid of Cards Against
Oh,
Humanity.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was gonna say, what do you mean? Can you imagine Cards Against Humanity getting to the last round of this?
Can't let that happen.
Okay, I want to kick it off too. I just, even though, look, we are gonna have to agree though that What Do You Meme is less clever than Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, I just said
I want to get that on paper before we kick it off.
Okay, I just said it was more clever in my argument.
Okay.
Earlier, but it's essentially Cards Against Humanity. I just like this game better because I felt like it didn't dick and fart jokes to be funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it is clever because it takes the inappropriate Cards Against Humanity and makes it funnier.
Yeah, I'm all for inappropriateness. Like you can dick and fart joke with me all day long, but I still thought everything was funny in What You Meme, and it didn't need that aspect for it to be funny. It just was funny on its own. You know what I mean?
Okay. I agree. All right, so
see it, Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, see you later. So that brings us down to 2 games. So 2 games left. Yeah, so we have What Do You Meme and Master Word. So the last question is very simple. Why does this game suck? Why does What Do You Meme suck? Well, I gotta tell you why it sucks. It's just Cards Against Humanity with a bunch of pictures and memes.
Yeah.
Meme segs. It's not clever. It's not great. I did enjoy playing it a lot though.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say why it sucks, Matt. Come on.
Yeah. I really want to make this game win.
Sorry.
You'll hear it in the podcast.
Oh, okay. I don't think it's, I don't know. It's just not a great, maybe it is good. Maybe I'm just all wrong. Maybe I have it all wrong.
Maybe.
What about you? What do you hate about it?
I'll agree that it's just a rehashing of the Cards Against Humanity type-esque games that they're everywhere. I don't know. It makes me feel like, why can't we make a game if this is out?
Yeah, every time I play one of these stupid games,
right.
we should make a game that's like, what is Matt and John podcast about?
Yeah, there you go.
It's like, it helps us make our podcast topics.
Send us your answers. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just so simple that like that's why it sucks. But at the same time,
simple is good though.
The simpleness of it is what made it fun. So I don't know.
Okay, why does Master Word suck? I'll tell you why.
I'll tell you why.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Let me tell you, Sonic the Hedgehog on the cover. Also, it's just 20 questions. The game is just 20 questions. Like I could play it without. Like I don't need any of the box to play this game.
No,
I could just do without it.
Yeah, that's just prompting, right?
I guess What Do You Meme? You could do that too.
Yeah, I wish I played it more because I feel like I probably could have had more fun as we got further and further into the cards. But yeah, I don't know. It's you're right. It's just 20 questions, and you're down from that.
You know what, John? We need to consult the internet.
The internet gives all the right answers.
What do people say about the internet? Which game you gonna read?
All right, so we're gonna head up on BoardGameGeek.com. We're gonna look at the low ratings. So Matt and I chose random numbers. So we're gonna look at one comment of a 1-star rating, and then one comment of a 4-star rating for the 2 games left. So I'm gonna do Masterword.
Okay, go for it.
All right, so if I look at the number 1 comment for the 1-star rating, it goes like this, in quote, "I really dislike activities like this. I never know what to ask, and even when we get clues saying that things are important, we just get to guess at which clues were important. Not to mention that the person that evaluates the clues just gets to sit around and watch everyone else as they have nothing to do."
All right, well, looking at these ones, a lot of them are just a meme. I'll read this one. I'm pretty sure What Do You Meme is the result of someone playing Apples to Apples, an already mediocre game, and Cards Against Humanity. It's apples to apples, but racist, and asking themselves, is it possible to capture the nuances of my own misogynistic, downward-punching backwater of the internet in a similarly cheap-to-produce package? And reader, it was possible. That's a pretty good comment, actually. I mean, yeah, that's how I feel. Everyone else just says it's just Cards Against Humanity.
Fair enough. All right, if I look at number 4-star rating for Masterword, it says, played a makeshift version. It's an okay activity, but that's it.
I'm going to read 2. Cards Against Humanity ripoff that's slightly better because of the additional pictures.
Pictures.
Meme version of Cards Against Humanity, I really don't like these types of party games, but the meme one sometimes pulls a lot of laughter in.
All right.
I agree with that, yeah. Actually, I think we had a lot of fun. I think that we've had funnier answers with this game than we did Cards Against Humanity.
I can get behind that.
But I think that all the listeners know where we're going.
Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah. So, what game we getting rid of? 3, 2, 1. What do you meme?
Of course.
Yeah,
Yes,
get it out of here.
Yes. Wah, wah. Kevin Chad didn't like the wah, wah.
So guess what, Masterword? You're not the worst.
You're not the worst party game we've played. Congratulations.
That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, so if anyone has any awesome party game suggestions, hit us up on our socials and let us know, because we're trying to play some more when we have more people over, because we can't play Terraforming Mars with 8 people sometimes.
Or Gloomhaven.
Or Gloomhaven.
Or all the games we want to play.
Yeah, I tried to play Gloomhaven. Everyone showed up. Pissed me right off.
You know, that was just really funny. It was funny in a way because I'm like, yeah, we're gonna play Gloomhaven tonight, and then like 2 people we haven't seen in literally 2 years shows up, and I'm like, yeah, we ain't playing Gloomhaven tonight. I know where this is going. And you're having like a terrible day, and you're just like, I just want to escape into this just for a couple hours, and it's just like, nope. And that's how I felt. We're playing What Do You Meme instead of Terraforming Mars.
There you go. I say we play Gloomhaven again on Friday, and you just tell people not to come.
Yeah, I agree.
There you go.
They don't even listen to the podcast, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. You yes. All right, so Masterword is our top party game that we've played in the past couple months, weeks, years.
No, a couple months.
It's actually a really good game. I recommend it, so check it out.
I actually will recommend all those games except for Cards Against Humanity.
That's true too. 5-Minute Mystery probably should have won.
Or
hey.
5-Minute Dungeon. I really love that game. It's not really a party game though. It's like 4 to 5 players, but it's so good. It's just so fun. It could be a party game because people just sit around and watch it. You could substitute people in. But man, it's a good game.
Nice. If you like what you hear, don't forget to follow us on your favorite streaming platform or leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. You can check us out on our socials at Instagram at FridayNightGames_official, Twitter at FridayNightGMS, TikTok at Friday Night Games, and as always, our website, FridayNight.games. Again, I'm John.
I'm Matt.
It's Friday night, so let's have some fun.
Thanks for listening.